This is Colm McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn in Orlando. The world tour continues. You do look very tired today.
Do I?
Yeah, the t-shirt's a wee bit too small as well, by the way.
What? Do you know the worst thing someone can say to you? You look really tired today.
No, but you normally do look quite, I don't want to say fresh, but you look as if, yeah, like I just seen your whole mannerism, just kind of.
Shut up. You're a wind-up merchant. I'm buzzing. The worst thing you hear was, oh, you know, some. I often see people, they go, "You all right?" I go, "Yeah." They go, "You look really tired." I was like, "Thanks." That's like me going up to you going, "You look like shit."
You've said it on plenty of
You
occasions.
look like shit. I don't. I look unbelievable 99% of the time. So, anyway.
Ed, we're here for we'll start on this card. It's actually a little bit of a barn burner, this card, in terms of the fights on the card. How excited are you for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, like Jalil Hackett, he's rematching Roman. They had a war in Puerto Rico. He wants to roll the dice again. Edgar Berlanga, much talked about. You know, he's actually in a decent fight, fellow Puerto Rican. Amari Jones, who I think is the next superstar of American boxing. And Amo Williams has got, it's a 50-50 fight against Volney, who's a lump, by the way. You know, other good stuff on Before the Bell as well. And yeah, really, really good card. I love this place. You know, I think it's a great little setup. You've got a 4,000 arena over there, convention centre. You've got a lovely pool. Everyone's out in the hotel. And it's a big run for us. You know, Orlando this week, big card in Sydney next week, Altrincham the week after, living the dream for Pat Brown's debut. And then we're in April. We've got Boots against Stanionis, Dalton Smith, card in Sheffield, Ben against Eubank, Times Square the week after, Canelo as well on the same weekend. Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen a couple of weeks after that. So it's absolutely mental next couple of months. And looking forward to a great card on Saturday.
Let's talk a little bit about Edgar Berlanga. I done an interview with him yesterday, and he began quite critical of you, like I'd seen in an interview last week, and that's why I'd asked him. But then he kind of said, look, Eddie just needs to know that we're partners. And if I decide to go with Matchroom, because he's going to be an independent free agent after this fight, that he would sit down and say, I'm the boss now. You're my partner. What do you make of those comments from Edgar?
Listen, I think I'm one of the very few promoters that says we work for the fighters. The fighters are the boss. It doesn't matter if it's Edgar Berlanga or Amari Jones. I work for the fighter. I think when I look back on our relationship with Edgar Berlanga, we've had 3 fights with him. We headlined him at Madison Square Garden against Jason Quigley. We headlined him here against Poddy McCrory, your mate. Then we landed the Canelo Alvarez fight where he headlined in Las Vegas. He made over $12 million in 3 fights. And we changed his life. He's the fighter, so he done it. He should get all the credit. I think what the job I've done for Edgar Berlanga so far should result in his substantial mansion being named Matchroom Towers or Eddie Hearnsville. But on a serious note, whether we work together following this fight or not, you know, if we don't, I'll shake his hand. I like Edgar. I think he's a good fighter, good guy, and I wish him all the best. And I know that I can look myself in the mirror and say, wow, what a job you did for Edgar Berlanga. And if we carry on, which I hope we do, we can do great business. Partner, boss. You know, the one thing you got to understand about partnership, fighters want to be their own boss. They want to have their own promotional company. But they never want to put any money up, or they never want to take any risk. And that's what promoters do. We put a show together, taking a huge amount of risk that it's going to deliver the projections we believe it will. But when it doesn't, and you do your bollocks, no fighter or no fighter's promotional company ever wants anything to do with it. So the security of working with a promoter means that you can train in camp, not worrying about the numbers, not worrying about how well the show's doing, not worrying about the management, the logistics, the health and safety, the insurance, the TV production, everything, the hotel bookings, the transportations. You just turn up, fight, and get your dough. Simple. But, you know, people like their logo on a backdrop. They don't want to take the financial risk that's involved with a show. So yeah, well, Edgar can be our partner. He can be the boss. I don't really care. It's got to work for everybody. I think the biggest fallout of all of this is because he is on an undercard, coming back in a relatively straightforward fight. Guess what? He and his manager, Keith Connolly, requested that be in the contract when he fought Canelo Alvarez. But unfortunately, when the reality kicked in of fighting on an undercard, we tried to explore with them the opportunity to fight in Puerto Rico. He wanted to fight this Namibian fighter, headline, and we couldn't get a deal done because it was a lot more money than the contract. But the zone weren't mad on it. They didn't, and we just said, look, rather than keep going around the houses, let's just follow the contract. We don't want to breach a contract. We don't want to not deliver on our promises. So we're here. And we have done everything we ever promised Edgar Berlanga and more. And so has he. It's been a great relationship, great partnership. But, whatever way it goes, and hopefully there's a future. And if there's not, I look back, I'll go, wow. Hopefully, whenever I see you in life, we can go, hey, we had a good run, didn't we? And, we didn't make any money really out of Jason Quigley and Poddy McClory. We had a few quid out of the Canelo fight, rightfully so. So I'm happy. On we go.
Ed, I want to ask you about this because I haven't seen you since. I seen you the day before in New York, and then conveniently you whisked away into the sunset, and we didn't get to speak after it. Not saying that was planned, but just saying. Yeah. Obviously, the TKO news broke, and kind of the boxing world. Oh, Eddie's going to be fuming. Eddie can't believe this. My group chat, for example, we're like, have you spoke to Eddie yet? Is he raging? Is he gutted? I was like, because we spoke a little bit and you just said, I don't really care. I think it's good for boxing. And people can't understand that. Why is your reaction been to this TKO news that you think it's good for boxing? Because Eddie Hearn of 5 years ago definitely would be different.
I just think I'm wiser and I'm smarter now, and I believe in myself a lot more. I mean, it baffles me that so many people want to worry about how it might affect me or what I'm thinking. I mean, you should have enough problems in your own life to worry about yourself and your own lane rather than worry about how it's going to affect Eddie Hearn. It's a bit toxic, to be honest with you. I don't care. I know how good I am. I know how good we are as a company. We have a massive sports company, global sports business. Yeah, it's not yet TKO or WWE or UFC, but I'll tell you what, it's unbelievably profitable and it's going from strength to strength in every department we work in. So I've got nothing to worry about. I sit here and maybe it's delusion. I'm the best promoter in the world. Simple. And I look at Dana White and those guys coming in as a great, it just brings additional profile, additional interest, additional buzz to the sport. So for me, I haven't really sat back and gone, oh, does the league work? What is the league? What's it going to mean for me? It's just like, I got my TV contract. I've got massive shows around the world. I'm non-stop. I'm focused on us and our business and our fighters.
Can I ask you about the repercussions as such for Matchroom, right? I'll give you an example. Shakur Stevenson has one fight left with you. You've openly said you want that to be Tank Davis. Even if you do make the Tank Davis fight, or if you can't make that next for Shakur, right? Shakur's at the point where he's an impending free agent. What's to stop him going to TKO?
Nothing. What's to stop me signing Canelo Alvarez and making another fight? What's to stop me making AJ against Fury? What's to stop me going out and making, Teofimo against Boots in a massive fight? What's to stop me from signing Gervonta Davis?
What if these fighters that you all mentioned start slowly but surely signing with TKO?
One, TKO, the way they run their business, they are, in my opinion, they are not interested in overpaying fighters or taking significant financial risk on how a show is going to do. What they want to do is have total control of a sport and a business and a league and a belt to do whatever they want to do. Right? They talk about fewer weight classes. I know the fighters that they're talking to sign. You do as well. It's, for me, this is not necessarily just the big names. This is building and developing young fighters or existing fighters and putting everybody in. You fight you fight you, and you come out, but they are going to want to take a significant piece of the market. Now, let me tell you one other thing. Boxing, the worst business in the world, right? The worst. The greatest highs, but the worst business. I do not believe that these people will want to live their life in the way that is required to win at this game at a certain level. I think they want their own business, smart people, league, maybe they do Canelo Crawford, a couple of it, but this is a 24/7 sleep with your fucking eye open at all times. Do you know what I mean? This isn't go to bed, wake up in the morning. We've still got the UFC. We do what we want. It doesn't matter. No one can harm us. No one can break. This is cutthroat every day, someone trying to fuck you left, right and centre. And you got to live the life for it, mate. And I don't think that's their strategy. If it is, welcome to the party. Guess what? I ain't going to sleep. So I look at it as a massive opportunity, whichever way it goes. If it's the league and if it's Dana and TKO coming into the sport, great for boxing. If it's Dana and those guys trying to take over boxing and force promoters out and force me out, gave me a little bit of a boner, to be honest with you. I'm up for the fight. But either way, I'm easy. We can play it however you want to play it. But I just look at it right now as great, just like the ecosystem of boxing. Dana White, TKO, all those guys, coming into boxing. Let's see it. Let's see what you got. All these other people. Right, there's so much, someone said to me the other day, I won't say who it was, he went, do you know what? He went, you really aren't that emotional, are you, about because a lot of people have thrown their toys out the pram. I said, I couldn't give a fuck. I want to get paid. I want my fighters to get paid. I'm going to keep taking this business to astronomical levels. That's it. It's a game for me. It's a sport. My sport's not, what's that person doing? What's that person doing? My sport is my business, my fighters, my bottom line. And I'm so focused on that. And I know I'm the best at what I do, and I'm going to win whatever. Now, if that's winning with you, or that's winning with you, or that's winning on my own, we'll get there. Do you know what I'm saying? But you've got to stop this toxic trait. It's my toxic trait of worrying about, that's not, did you see that news? They are going to be. Don't worry about they. Worry about you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I look at it as a good thing. And people say, you don't really mean it's a good thing. How can it be a bad thing? How can Dana White getting into boxing be a bad thing?
My question to you now is, right, did you feel disrespected when you heard the comments we're going to crush them and leave them in Alcatraz?
I don't feel disrespected by anything. Or people say, what did you, when you saw Edgar Berlanga's interview, that must have really got your back up and hurt you. No, my pulse didn't move one digit. Do you understand? And that's why I get on with Turkey. Because he knows I'm just cold to it. Listen, he has me on his couch. He's telling me I'm useless on camera, stick to darts and all this kind of stuff. Mate, do what you like. It's just fun.
Well, how do you protect the fighters, right? Shakur's a perfect example. What do you sell to Shakur to say, look, I know there's an impending TKO league. You're inevitably going to get offered. You're one of the...
I'll say this. If the league is recruiting your kind of level fighters, which it's not, right? And there's a massive financial opportunity for you to go there and not work with Eddie Hearn again, off you go, son.
then what does that do to your business model?
Because you have to make the business work. What we're doing is what TKO are doing. We're building fighters. We're taking our position. When you have TV dates like we do, and we've got a solid relationship with the Zone, and we've got other broadcasters want to sign with us all the time, we have a solid business that services fighters. Our reputation, our legacy in the sport, our honesty, our ability to create great opportunities and strategies for fighters and to maneuver them into life-changing opportunities and legacy-defining moments is a history that cannot be questioned. 30 years of it. And me, you get me. When you say, what would you pitch to a fighter? You say you get me. This big old lump that will have your back every fucking day of the week. I'll scream for you, I'll shout for you, I'll fight for you. I'll never let you down. And I will honour every word of that contract. So are you with me, or are you with someone that wants something else? Maybe control. Maybe, you've got to understand, Cole, this fight game, boxing, it's not, right, you do that, you're fighting him, you wear that, you do it. It's not, doesn't work like that. You've got managers, agents, lawyers. You've got to throw so much money at this. If you expect the top level fighters to do as they're told and fight whoever they're told to fight, it ain't going to work like that. So that's why, in my opinion, it'll be a level below that of, maybe current fighters, maybe emerging fighters that will sign up to that format. You know what I'm saying? But I always say to a fighter, like, if there's a big opportunity out there, you've got to take it. It's your life. It's like, it's the same for you. If obviously very unlikely because your ability is limited, but say another outlet came on and said, mate, we're starting something up, we're throwing it. Now you've got a decision to make. Do you stay loyal to Coogan, or do you sit down and you have a chat and say, listen, mate, I've got one life here. This opportunity is massive for me. What a chance. And I go, let's do it. And that's one of the things that I've always done with fighters. I've always allowed them. Look at Katie Taylor. And I have to thank the Zone. Because the Zone have given her incredible nights. We've all worked together. She's still with Matchroom. She'll always be with Matchroom. An opportunity came up to fight on another platform for just huge money that we never expect to come into that kind of level. The Zone never went, we're not letting her. I wouldn't let them say that. I would say, you can't do that. You've got to let her take this opportunity. And again now, at Madison Square Garden, I fight for my fighters. I fight to give them opportunity, legacy, and you get one life, one career. And it's not, if a better opportunity comes up, we work it out and you let them go. But what you need someone with a strategy, a plan, a business, a team, a broadcaster, someone that has your back every day of the week. And that's why we have the best stable in the world, and that's why we'll consistently and continuously recruit the best talent in the world.
Right, you need to go to the press conference. One more question really quickly. Yeah, it's as well I'm good at my job, do you know what I mean? As you said, limited. AJ, what conversations have you had with him?
Nothing. To be honest with you, he's just getting over a very minor niggle, and he's not been able to get back in the gym the way he wants to yet. So he's just focusing on that. Nothing to report.
Do you want it to be Dubois? Could it be Dubois?
It could be. It could be. Listen,
Wilder?
For me, I believe Tyson Fury will be back.
And you think AJ Fury's the next fight? Gun to your head right now, is that
because you're just going to go with the headline. But in my deluded, you can run this. In my deluded world, AJ Fury will be next. There you go.
Eddie Hearn, thanks.